Okay, enjoyable. So, enjoyable voice. So, y'all happy to do building on the offer, or y'all want to still look at whys?
I don't know about this building on the offer thing. Like, I was only in that one meeting, but I think having that one conversation, even though it was about John, helped me outline my own. I don't know what you all did last week,
Okay.
but yeah, I think there's a firm understanding there now, unless you want to keep going with that.
Mm,
I'm good with anything.
okay, maybe Ryan, like since you wanted the last one, maybe we can just ask you. So what we did was, so I made a document, right? And so basically, let me share my screen here so I can see. And then I basically, sorry. You know, you don't have to put in the password sometimes. You can just like, it gives you the option to like on your Apple Watch, you can put in the password. You just double click.
What's that on the Mac Mini?
Yeah. uh, okay, can you all see my screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a document that I want to make for all of y'all. So that's why I was asking Ryan for your business name and your logo and all that. So this is my one, which I'll just like, you can use as a template, and then obviously we all just input our own business stuff, right? So, let's see if I can you all see it here? Is it a bit small? There we go. So we started with the why, right?
Sorry, how did you do that?
What?
How did you resize things?
I'm just resizing the actual document, like the actual tab.
Ah,
Yeah,
because as you're doing that, it's resizing our windows.
that's dope. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. Ryan, so we started with the why, right? And so it's basically your personal why. So I want to start a business because dot 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 dot, right? So these are all my whys and that kind of stuff. And then your business why. My business exists to dot dot dot, right? So we went through ours, me, Caleb, and John. So maybe if you want to like give it a shot, we can help you even build on it if you want or whatever. So maybe you can start with your personal why if you want.
Okay. Personal why I want to start a business is because I would like to make money. That's a simple one.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is I just, again, very similar to John's, I see a problem that I can solve that people have, but I never found a solution to, and that was selling people ready-made presets or selling people a real workout plan that I know will work because I'm testament to it working. Or a diet plan, whatever. It's essentially wanting to sell people the truth. And if you sell people the truth, you'll gain their trust no matter what is what I do. And I think the more people you have who trust you, it goes back to that thing where they say it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Mm.
The more people that trust you, the more people you know. And
so you want people to have the truth on what? So, like what is the thing they don't have the truth on?
Well, I mean, how do we bundle this? Let's call it information
On various topics.
Yeah.
Like gym.
Because even with my new form of reels, like telling people about the fitness industry and things like that, I want to do another one for this coming week where I saw the video saying you're average, but so am I, and so is everyone watching this video, and that's because people aren't amazing. What they do is amazing, and so on and so on and so on. So just various information about things and mindset changes, but like real mindset changes, not like, oh, you're 16 and you don't have a Lambo. That's so weird. Like that's a lot of brain rot that's all over social media that kids are seeing. I want them to grow up seeing the right stuff so they have some solid footing.
Okay, nice.
We're in a new era that our parents parents never lived at our ages, and so they haven't made those mistakes. I feel like we've made those mistakes, and we can correct them for everyone else, younger, older, just whether you figured it out or not.
Okay, that sounds good. Anything else? Like, let's just say, for example, um, I gave you infinite money, right? Let's just say you had all the money in the world. What would you do? Like not with the money, or let me change it. Money doesn't exist, right? What would you do that's like a fulfilling life in for like wanting to start a business?
I wouldn't say it's wanting to start a business in that sense, but Hollywood again, but in a way that is a little different from what I thought of earlier. Was now again the business I'm starting is on social media. People know me, people trust me, people get familiar with me, and then that starts growing popularity. The more people that know you, the more people in Hollywood, and the more connections you have. You know, I'm sort of trying to carve that path there now, because with social media, I don't have to go out there and go show someone something physically. I can do it right from where I am, and you're like, hey, I like you. Why don't you come work on this film project with me? Why don't you do this? You want to shadow me? You know? Those are the things like that, and that has creative purpose. But we'll get to that one day.
That's
Still
solid.
dreaming out, boys. Still dreaming.
That's nice. Cool. Caleb, you got any questions on this? Or want to say anything?
No.
Okay. Cool. Then, okay, so we got some solid ones, and obviously, Ryan, you can build on this when you want, right? So this document is yours. Like, you can like change it up how you want. So I just put in the points. I just summarized what you said, yeah, and you can add it when you want. So then your business why. So this is basically your mission statement. So like my business exists to dot dot dot. So mine is bring excitement and joy to your event while capturing it creatively. So you'll always have something special to remember the day by.
I'd say my business exists to preach the truth about information.
That's nice. Information. Preach the truth about information. Nice.
Just keeping it real. That's my whole slogan.
Slogan. Keeping it real. That's dope. Nice, boy. I'll put that up here as well. Keeping it real. That's dope. Nice, boy. So like we can like we delved into like the whys and that kind of stuff, and we can always help each other out. Like we can help refine our mission statements and our whys and that kind of stuff with each other as we go along, you know? So the way I see it is like we can start with the why and that kind of stuff. So it's always like our solid like foundation we go back to, you know, when things are tough, when we don't know what to do, when we're making critical decisions, like if it lines up with our whys, then like we know these are the right choices, you know, like going forward and that kind of stuff. So I think that's why like I like it as like a pivotal starting point, you know?
Nice. I like that.
And then, so now the next thing I was looking at is like how to make a grand slam offer. That's what Hormozy calls it, right? So all this information here is based off his book, right? So I read the first half of the book up until when he starts to enhance his product. So this is building the product, and then there's enhancing the product. So this is all the strategies for building it. And this thing is crazy. Like this thing helped me so much. Like I was at the point where it was just photography for me. Like it was just like, how do I get better at photography? After I read this book, I'm gonna tell you guys about my offer. My offer has been like bulked up nicely, like it's quite exciting. So I'll just like run you through the framework of what is in the book, and then like we can discuss it. We can say like what we think, if that's good, that's bad, or whatever. You know, we can just like chat through it, and then afterwards we can do the problem solving for each other, maybe.
Okay. Nice.
So
just a question about yours for a second. Is your main thing like events now?
for photography,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking at events.
But not like businesses anymore.
I can move to businesses, but I'm thinking like with B2B, what are the businesses that I'll target are like event planners.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I want to stay in the events thing just to see like how well I can do here. If I need to move markets, I can, but at least I'm building something, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Nice.
Um, can I can I say with these things, right? When I was making mine, using ChatGPT was like so good. Not necessarily for like to create it for me, but to basically be like a sounding board to. So basically, like if you like, so I'd put in, I'd word it as best as I could, and I'd say, okay, this is my mission and vision statement. Can you help me refine it? And then it would word it in a different way, and then I would respond to the way it worded it with things that I don't like. Say, okay, I don't like this. Can we change this to that? Because I feel like this better explains what I actually am feeling. And then like it's a back and forth with ChatGPT, back and forth until I did it over and over and over. Even when I did it and then I'm like, okay, cool, but this is too formal. This doesn't sound like me. So can we make it sound a bit more like me? And
Makes
then
sense.
I'm like, okay, but this still doesn't sound like me. And like, let's change this word, or let's change that. I kept like refining meticulously until it was clear in my mind and also like on paper. So yeah, that's like my 2 cents on this whole thing is like using ChatGPT not to necessarily create it, but to refine it. And you can do it however. Like you can even say, this is my business, create a mission for me. And then when it creates it, then you start correcting it. Say, okay, I don't like this, let's change that. So
That's nice.
yeah, I think language model AI is so good for this kind of stuff.
That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. It took me to make this mission statement. It took me like so long. Oh, my one. It took me so long, and I used ChatGPT like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, you know? So, like, I agree. Like, ChatGPT helps a lot, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even everything I did, yo. Sorry?
No, okay.
I was saying everything I did, yo. Like, all the stuff. I used ChatGPT, bounce it off it, you know? And the thing is, I even said, I'm reading this book, $100 million Offers, and it tailors it to the book. It knows the whole book. ChatGPT knows the book. I said, explain, he has something called the value equation. I said, explain how my business fits into the value equation, and it punched it in perfectly. It was crazy. I didn't know ChatGPT had access to like the knowledge of books, which is crazy. Yeah.
What I figured out about ChatGPT that's very vital to, for example, my courses, my diet plans was that I didn't make those plans. I didn't intend on studying them or anything like that. It was a plan for me and my goals. And then I told it, this is what I want, this is how much I want to weigh, this is what I want to look like, I don't want to get too big, I don't want to be too small, this is what I want, blah, blah, blah. So it gave me a plan perfect for that. And then within like 5 weeks, I started seeing some big changes after being really consistent. And that's where I thought, okay, I can just, if you know how to use the right prompts with ChatGPT, you can really, really get in there. Not everyone knows how to do that. Not everyone thinks to do that. I'd rather just buy a ready-made plan and follow that. And that's why, like, for example, the reels about you not being consistent and you can't, go out there and say that this wasn't working, that wasn't working when you haven't tried it for more than 2 days. That's me trying to back up my product subtly, talking about general things.
Oh, cool, boy. Yeah, it's nice to see you on the content game there, boy. Yo, the reels are inspiring, man.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
Thank you. I really want them all over the place. And they're not blowing up or anything, but out of the couple people that I know, it's like 700 is a pretty big number.
Yeah, no,
People
that's
see some.
that's gang,
1,000
boy.
people is quite a lot.
Yeah. Nice, boy. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so in the book, right? So the first thing is your MVP, right? Minimum viable product. Basically what this is the most basic version of your product that you can sell. Like what is like the least thing you could give that like is your
Are we moving on to the next topic?
building the offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you still want to say something about the why?
No. Can we remove this share so I see you bigger?
The share.
So
Oh,
you still can see the document.
huh?
You still see the document.
You don't want to see the
It'll be
document?
small. Oh, the document it applies.
Yeah, we're going
Oh,
through this
okay,
document.
no,
Yeah.
Karen, sorry.
I can remove the captions maybe.
No, carry on.
Okay. So, yeah, so MVP is our minimum viable product. So, for me, it's photography service for events. That's the least I can do. Like, that's my basic version of my product. If you want photography, I can do it for your event, you know? And then everything else is my value stack. Everything else I add on top, on top, on top. And Hormozy explains that it's better to do it that way, where you added like bonuses and you stack it, because of perceived value. That's what he speaks about. Like they need to see the value, like how they perceive your value versus how your product actually is. You know. So he explains it like as a Rubik's cube. Like you can give a whole Rubik's cube, or you can give each individual block, and it's better to give each individual block and call it bonuses than to just give a Rubik's cube as your one offer. That's how he explains it. So I think breaking it up like this minimum viable product as your base and then stack it with bonuses. And he says it will help with your sales when it comes to that. Because then when you do sales, you like he said, the whole cliche thing of the sales tactic of and there's more or but there's more, that whole thing. He said it's cliche and thingy because it works. He said that thing works. And he says his whole thing is you want to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no. Every time you add a bonus and add a bonus and add a bonus, that's how people will start to feel stupid saying no, because it's like, there's so much value. And
God, it's so tough. Shit.
and he
I
uses
describe it basically.
and he uses his bonuses to overcome what's the word, when people objections instead of discounts. That's what he says. He says never discount on price, never lower your prices. So if someone says this, like let's just say I have this offer, you don't say okay, I'll bring the price down or whatever. You keep stacking the bonuses, and then it's like this. And then he says by the end of it, they should feel so stupid saying no, like because of how much you've added. And then he says, but what if they already like accepted before you got to the end of your bonuses? He says, give it to them anyways, because then they'll feel so loved and you'll build so much trust with them.
Nice.
So I found that very interesting. Like this book is so good, guys. You guys should really read it if you get a chance. Like
You got a free version?
no, but it's cheap. It was like $8.
Where'd you find it?
Kindle. Yeah.
Kindle.
Yeah. It'll go to Amazon. It'll link you to the Amazon store. It's an
Oh.
online book. Yeah. It's so good. So he explains that. So I was thinking in this document, so you all have our own versions. So we have your minimum viable product. Then the next thing he speaks about is USP, right? So he doesn't use the word USP, but I'm just using the word USP. But it's your differentiation. Like what makes you different to your competition. And so he uses this phrase. He says the idea is you want to sell in a category of one, right? That's the words he uses, is in a category of one. So what he says is you don't want to sell something where someone can find something similar, and then when they find something similar, they compare you on price. He said that's not the way to make a grand offer. He said it needs to be so different that you can't actually go to someone else. It'll be like that, and then that's why you jack up your prices. You can do premium pricing because it's like, oh, I can't even get this anywhere else. And so what he's saying there was, you want to be selling your value and not your price, because if you have a same product, people will buy based on price. But if you have your own product, then people will buy based on value. So, for example, me with the photography, if I have the same thing for photography services or events, they're going to go get 4 or 5 quotes. Everyone does photography, and then they're going to choose the cheapest, cheapest or the best or whatever, and like value for money in that way. But if I do this whole photography plus photography plus this plus that, when no one else is doing it, they can't go look for like who else is doing photography and these things. it's in a category of one, you know. So now someone will make a decision based on value and not based on price. So yeah, that's what he speaks about in terms of getting a unique selling point and that kind of stuff. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Hmm. I feel like okay, for me personally, right? All these things, like I feel like they're journeys, at least it's been for me, of like figuring, because like what makes something unique is like me, you know, like the thing that will makes, at least like I think like the things that would make Keys to Muse unique is like what I value. Like I think it goes back to the why. It goes back to the why. Like, why are you doing this? And then that why turning into a product or service, a unique value proposition, is like, I feel like the work journey of like fleshing it out. That's how I see it. Like it's all there. It's all there, but it's covered. And like this is just the thing of like digging it up, getting it out, like discovering what's already there, and then getting it out there. So I know that's been my journey, but then I think that the least valuable, I mean the
Minimum viable product.
minimum viable product.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think is important also, because then without that, I know for me personally, I would just get stuck on like, okay, I'm just creating this thing as best as I can, and I haven't even gone out into market yet. But I feel like that's so good of like stacking on top, and then like that's like it's also your sales propositions and things like that. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
I wanna structure my stuff in that way, to actually like put it in that framework.
You should, the way he was like saying it is like, and like when I was doing a chat GPT, basically like you have your MVP and then you should basically have bullet points. Like you should be able to have bullet points of your additional value, you know, like that's value stacking.
I'm imagining like a graph or a picture where it's like first layer is like my MVP, and then everything I add on top is like more layers.
I get you. Yeah, that's also a nice way of looking at it.
But then I even like this Rubik's Cube thing. That's also good. Like put it in the middle of the square and then just keep adding squares around it. Maybe that one's better actually.
That's a nice one. Nice one. I'm a sucker for analogies. Love it.
Yeah.
I like.
So what do you think, Ryan, of this like USP thing?
I think it's amazing. I think it's exactly what could make or break you making a sale. And like, for example, what would be my USP? It would be that no one else in South Africa does this. No one else has an online store that offers this kind of thing. And I'm trying to get my content to look like it's not shot in South Africa, and I've gotten feedback from people, and they're like, it looks like an American video, because those are very attractive. You can see when something is shot in South Africa, and for most people, when they see something that looks South African,
it's cheap.
It feels trashy. Yeah, it feels trashy, you know. So when they can see, oh, okay, this is a bit different, and it's in South Africa, I want it. Everything's in rands, nothing's in dollars. It's all easy for me to see right then and there. That would be the unique side when it's like, okay, someone that caters to South Africans.
That's cool.
I'm sorry, I just thought about my, you said, how do you explain your product in the most simple form?
Yeah, your MVP.
MVP, yeah. You want your Instagram to look good? You want to look good? Buy my product.
Okay. So, like, it's is it a course or what?
It's a plan.
Or is it just services?
It's a plan, like a workout plan, and then a meal plan, and then the preset packs.
So, uh, okay, so the preset they implement themselves. So you give them the map and then they have to walk the journey. You don't walk the journey for them.
Essentially, the journey would be figuring out the settings. You know, it's like you wouldn't need a map. You need a map to come find me, but I've already walked the journey for you. Now you're reaping the treasure. Because you don't have to go and make all those things and try and make it look professional. You literally just bought something and now you can just apply it to every single photo or video that you have.
Okay. So
It's
you're
a preset.
hmm?
So is it like a preset?
Yeah, like a Lightroom preset.
Okay. So you offer Lightroom presets. Then you said about you looking good. That's what knowledge
No, that's the fitness plan.
or the actual plan,
Yeah,
and you tailor that to the person specifically.
there's a whole ton. So if you want to look like this, buy that. If you want to look like that, buy that. So everyone is catered for. You will find your plan.
Okay, so it's for specific category. So if
Yeah,
I'm like a hard gainer, I could find one type of thing.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. And then in that course is like everything you need to know food wise, health, exercise wise, all that kind of stuff.
So I wanted to make it one cohesive thing, but I thought, maybe I could make more money by making it a separate thing,
Okay.
or even have 3 versions of it. You can either buy the fitness plan, and then you can buy the eating plan that matches that, or you can buy them both, and all 3 come at a different price, and you'll look at the bundle and you'll buy the bundle. Whereas I still make 100% profit of every sale because nothing costs me money.
Okay. Okay, I get you. So are those three things your MVPs and then you stack value on top of that? Like,
Essentially, yes.
okay.
The value I give is from the content that I put out, the talking videos.
Okay.
Is because I'm giving you information here on things, and you're like, okay, this guy isn't just after my money; he's giving me free content. His tips are helping, that kind of thing. But it's very like short, concise tips. So you're like, I'm giving you a little nibble, but if you want the whole bite, the whole plate of food, then you gotta spend a little bit. But by that time, you should trust me enough to be like, okay, I try this and I'm gonna buy it.
Okay. Okay, cool. No, it's good. I think like we're gaining an understanding. Because I was telling Kev like last week, like it'd be nice if we can all know each other's whys. Like by the end of last session, like I should be able to say this is Jonathan's why, so we can help each other. Like when we give ideas, if we know each other's whys, now we're learning each other's offers, which I think is good as well. Like it's nice to be doing this together.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can like help each other. We'll help each other refine and that kind of stuff at the end, when we do problem solving. But for now, we can just maybe keep talking about the concepts.
Can you scroll down a bit on the enlightenment document?
My one.
Yeah, beyond the why.
So is that not happening? Oh, I'm sharing a different document. Oh, I was wondering why. Okay, is it working now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was on Ryan's one.
This was blaming me, aren't you?
Yeah, so here's the MVP. And then USP. Unique selling point. So mine is photography sales events. Then my USP is not just photography, but adding fun and excitement to the event to make it memorable. So that's my photography thing, That's like this whole thing that's interactive. And so this is just my whole, like, how it works and that kind of stuff, right? So you guys obviously have your own, like, document there and that kind of stuff, right? Then, like, he speaks about, like, picking the right market. This one is very hard for me to understand. Maybe, like, you guys will understand it more. Like, picking a market was a bit difficult to, like, figure it out if we already have a product, Can come back to that. Then there's premium pricing. he just spoke about like charging higher. You know, the more emotionally invested your client is in your product, like is like when you charge more, they invested more and that kind of stuff. But like even pricing is like a tough topic, and like it's hard to figure out. You know, it'll be very specific. But I think we'll come back to these two things, right? We'll come back. We can talk about that another time. I was thinking we can talk about the value equation, right? This thing is so interesting. He speaks about this value equation, and like so the USP. So I this was my journey, right? I'll just tell you my journey and then how it worked for me. So I just had photography service, right? Thinking, okay, how do I make this thing better? How do I make this into a business? Then I read his book about the USP, and then I got the idea for photography, right? Then today I read the thing on value equation, and now I have way more ideas, like some really good ideas. So I'll explain what he says in the value equation, and then we can like discuss it and that kind of stuff, right? So basically, his value equation is there's two. I didn't draw the thing, but there's it's a what's it? A fraction, right? So in your numerator, it's your dream outcome, right? And then it's times, and then in your numerator still is your perceived likelihood of achievement, right? That's in the numerator. And then in the denominator is these are the things. So you want to increase what's on the top and you want to decrease what's on the bottom. So the decreasing things is time delay, right? And the other one is effort and sacrifice. So he says he he said newbies focus on just trying to increase this only, right? That's what rookies do. But the best, like the professionals, what they do is they decrease these as well. You know, they decrease what cause negative outcomes, not just increases what has positive outcomes. So he says like not to focus on this, but like also like this is a big thing, you know. So decrease time delay, right? He says you want to create an emotional win as fast as possible, right? Like he said, as soon as they pay, like when their credit card hits and taps, there needs to be an instant result somehow. Like if you can create something as quick as possible, they're more likely to continue buying. So he was explaining, he gave a good example about like comparing gym to I think it's called liposuction or whatever. The surgery that like just removes all your fat. And he was saying how a gym membership is like $30 per month, right? You're paying $30 per month for a gym membership. But if you think about time delay, like if the goal is to have a dream body, that's going to take you a year, maybe 2 years or that kind of stuff, right? Liposuction is instant results. Like you get knocked out, when you wake up 6 hours later, you have your dream body, essentially. And that's why that thing can go for like $4,000. And he's like showing the price difference and that kind of stuff. And he says it's because you have instant results with these things, you know? But he's saying your results don't always have to be physical, logical results. Sometimes they can be emotional results. So the example he gave was, and he was explaining how like we mustn't be thinking like in one dimension. Like try to, like he said, in school you learned 1 + 1 = 2, and there's only one right answer. But he says in real life it doesn't work like that. Like there's many answers to a problem, just some are better than others. So he was saying when you try to think of this time delay and all these things, think of a solution that's not necessarily just like the answer. So the example he gave was transportation, right? A big problem with transportation was buses were taking too long, right? Buses were taking too long to come reach their destinations. That's causing a lot of frustration with people, right? So what they did was, instead of, he said, spending billions to get more buses and make buses faster and that kind of stuff, they spent less money, and what they did was they created a map with a dotted line that shows when the buses come, the route, and how much time is left. And he said it increased satisfaction, increased like say all that kind of stuff. And he said it was an emotional solution to a physical problem. They didn't do anything. And then he says a logical solution is elevators are too slow. He says a logical solution is, a logical problem is elevators are too slow. The logical solution is make elevators faster. But the non-logical solution is put mirrors in an elevator so people are too busy looking at themselves that they don't even feel the speed. So, and I was just like, this guy is like genius, it's making sense. Then he said,
Yeah, why the hell are there mirrors in the elevator?
and after I read this, every single elevator I've been to, except for that one in McDonald's, had mirrors. All of them had.
Everything was slow.
Yes.
Everything needed a mirror.
How crazy, right? We felt the speed in that elevator. Everything else we did, I've never felt speed. Went to Dubai. Those things are crazy, like long, the buildings. We didn't feel it. We didn't feel it.
Yeah.
The other one example he gave was airplanes. Like, the rides are too long, it's frustrating, that kind of stuff. Put hot air hostesses and that kind of stuff in the plane so people don't even want the plane ride to end because they're looking at these people. And like, it is like smart, like the concept, like he's giving an example, but the concept is so good. Like, create emotional wins as fast as possible so people can start to invest in it. So he actually gave a good fitness example, which actually this could actually help you, Ryan. He said, so you can't give them the results immediately. You can't say, here, have this fitness plan, and then bang, they immediately get it. But what you can do is you can explain the benefits of the progress. So you can say, within 2 weeks, you'll already start to feel this. Within a month, you're going to start to have clearer thinking. Within a month and a half, your sex drive will increase. Within 2 months, like all those things, like stack the value of the process so that you're giving people emotional wins. So it's not just the outcome, So when I was thinking of this, right, so I'm thinking like, okay, how the hell do I do this now? Because my event literally takes place later. They can't pay a deposit and like get the photography immediately, So I thought, as soon as they pay the deposit, right, I can send them the customized bingo card for their event so that they can see their name on it, they can see their event, and they can already start getting excited, That was one idea. The other idea I had was I can start I had like an idea to create like a website where I send it out and it's building anticipation for the event. People can put down song requests. People can interact with this website. And so basically, before the event even takes place, I can already start making it fun for people somehow. And so I'm already achieving this increased time delay. Like as soon as they pay, they're getting instant results. Like the day hasn't even come yet. And I would have never thought of these ideas if it wasn't for this concept, So yeah, that's just an example of how it's been working for me. But what do you guys think? And how do you think it can work for y'all?
I was actually going to ask you, I thought that this would be a bit harder for a business like yours because you can't get that instantly, but then came up with that genius idea. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like the concept of the emotional wins, it doesn't have to just be tangible stuff.
Yeah, I think that emotional thing is big, because that's a lot of our spending is emotional. It's emotional, and even like Dave Ramsey talks about, as when you spend money, it triggers the emotional pain response in your brain. So it hurts you emotionally to spend. But then if we can counter that in a person who's spending emotionally, whether they think it's valuable or not or whatever, just the act of money is leaving you hurts. So then to counter that emotionally, and I know you spoke about this earlier, but I think it's so good because for me, I'm doing the opposite, currently, which is bad. My clients, they go through a lot to pay, and then they go through a lot after they pay. And I think that's a good space for me to improve things, that when they pay, reward them emotionally, reward them somehow. There must be some sort of emotional, this is good. And even that waiting thing, with parents, for me, they're waiting for their kids to have results. They're waiting. And I can't show them the results of their kids because their kids are learning slowly. I should show them something. Give them something that's they can see this progress, or they know that something is happening with their money. So yeah, this is good.
I feel like with your business, I can come up with so many ideas on how to reward instantly, but I don't want to use up all our time doing that. But I think just the concept is good. Yeah. How much time do we actually have left here?
The whole decrease the like I'd even word differently. There's other part. Decrease time delay and decrease effort and sacrifice. Yeah, like decrease the negatives. Decrease the negatives and increase the positives.
So,
But yeah,
yeah.
I gotta go in a couple minutes.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that problem solving thing another time. Maybe also when there's more people. We can just keep discussing in the meantime.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think what's exciting about this concept is he's basically like giving the framework on how to make a banger offer, and we just gotta like input our businesses into it, you know? So what I'm trying to do is so you all have this document now, right? So basically just input all your stuff in, like how I've done it, you know? Like decrease timeline. I can start with an exciting build up to the event, not just for the event. I can start bringing excitement to guests by updating before the event starts. I can send custom bingo card. I can do that whole website thing. The fun starts as soon as they pay, basically, you know?
Nice. Very nice. I think with mine, I can look at like the user journey, for example. How easy for them is it to navigate to everything in the shop, get exactly what you need, check out, boom, the email gets sent to you automatically within like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and you have it, boom. And then possibly pair up a reel with that to back that up, saying that you won't get the results immediately, but I've drawn the map. You need to walk the journey.
Yeah.
Again, you could buy anything. You could buy a course on how to make the best dessert in the world, but if you don't, like I can tell you exactly what to do, but if you don't know how to whisk an egg properly, you know, you got to walk that journey. But I've drawn the map for you.
You know, even with the fitness thing, like for me personally, I know by my experience, like something that motivates me to go back to gym is taking note of the benefits that I feel immediately after going, or immediately, or even like that day of having went, because I think often we don't actually realize that our mood is better, that we have more energy, and that like all those little benefits, like they happen, but we don't notice it. So maybe something you could do is like say, like give them a guideline to say, after you've gone, like after your first workout, check, how do you feel? How does this, and almost let them lean towards, maybe say, notice you feel more energetic, or notice that your sleep was better, notice that this, that. So basically, you're giving them things that they're noticing. Your value that you're adding to them is the value that they've created by exercising. You're just pointing it out to them, and that's like making your product better.
Nice, yeah.
That could be so good. Like,
yeah.
Because I think, like, I want to apply that to myself. Because like, I'll work out and then like not even realize, hey, things actually was so much better because I worked out, but I didn't realize that because I'm so stuck on my end product, and I'm looking at like, oh, I'm not strong yet, I'm not buff yet, but then those are negative feelings. But it's like, here's all the positives. I have more energy. My skin is, maybe after a week, you'll say, notice that your skin is looking better. Notice that this is happening. Notice that. So you could actually do research into what are all those little benefits that will happen at like 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
You'll take people for a ride.
Yeah.
I was like, for a ride. That's not what I want to do.
Boy, I'm even thinking like one of the hardest things with gym is accountability. And one of the biggest successes people do is accountability partners. Boy, maybe you could somehow digitally bridge that gap with people. So I'm saying, imagine like, for example, after a workout, right? Like if let's say three of us go work out now, and let's say we're there for a week, you guys would be able to tell me, wow, Ethan, your skin looks so good, or whatever, you know? What if like you could basically be their digital partner, where as they exit the gym, let's just say, for example, you have an app that it records as soon as they exit the gym, it gets a message from you, automated message from Ryan's thing that says, how good do you feel right now? Or well done. Like if anything went wrong in your day, or if you felt like you did nothing right today, at least you hit a workout or something, where like you could literally be that digital business, digital gym partner. Your business can be called gym partner. you know?
Fine. And maybe before long, let's partner on a gym service. We go sell to gyms. We will make your gym beastly. We'll make people love gymming. We install our apps, we install our equipment, we install our programs, and we'll make your gym amazing.
Yeah. I think that's such a thing because that's what we like. For me, personally, that's what I'm lacking. Like, for how successful were we in gym when we did it together? Like, when you have someone, like even in the morning, like imagine they're getting a notification, like, come on, you can do it, hit the gym, and then you ask, did you hit the gym? If they say no, like no condemnation, you say, don't worry, later we can still do later. If they don't do it, tomorrow's a new day. Like you can like be that. Like how Duolingo is, but they have their own funny version. You could have like a grace-based version of that. Where like
Duolingo's bad.
yeah, Duolingo makes you feel hectic. But like you could have a grace-based version of that where like you
Alright, I'm so excited for this.
you could have a grace.
I think it's gonna be so good. I don't even know if I'm thinking of my own thing yet.
I was thinking
that's bangers.
of even adding a little more of an emotional, personal layer to that whole thing. Where like again, like it's funny that you brought that up, saying that your mood and things get improved when you go to the gym. I had the shittiest interaction with my boss ever when I was trying to leave work on Friday, and I went home and I was like, screw it. Longer work weeks, longer work hours. I'm going to the gym on a Friday. Went to the gym on Friday. Worst workout session ever. I felt flippin' amazing, just because I worked out. It's like that one thing that you know that if you go to, the achievement is going to the gym. It's not lifting this or this many reps or whatever. It's literally just going to the gym. And when you've done that, it's like, okay, I've accomplished one big thing for the day.
Yeah. You know what could be so good? Like you telling us this story now, right? Imagine for research and development. Like imagine you creating this, like, okay, put like your product on pause. Just imagine it like this is a value stack of your product. Is the psychology of motivating people and what? Because basically, okay, let me take a step back, right? Think about social media and their psychological triggers. You get a like, which means you get a notification, and that colorful thing in your face makes you feel like, ooh, that's nice, and you want to do it again. Then when you swipe your thumb, you feel this, oh wow, I got a new picture. It makes you want to do it again. So there's all these small things, all these little things that are enticing you to do that. But now that's on a negative side. Imagine we take those same things and do it for gymming. And like people walk into the gym and like they get some sort of reward immediately for walking in. Some sort of emotional reward, dopamine reward. And then hitting their PR, they get some sort of reward. They get a little tick on their app, or they get like something like that.
I could even give them, this sounds weird, but you know how McDonald's works with points on the app?
Yeah,
Give us that number of points.
Yeah, that could work.
You'll have enough, and then you can buy essentially something for free from the store.
Yeah, you could get the Lightroom presets and all that.
Is that, or like later on, because I mean this is a wild idea. This is something that will come later for sure. I'm sure by that point, in order for that to be a success, you would need something else, maybe some merchandise, like some branded gym clothing or like a gym bag, a bottle, whatever. You need protein powder is expensive, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna work my points up. Boom, there you go. Like with Virgin Active, you go for 2 days, you get a free smoothie. And then you go for 3 days, you get another free smoothie. Then 4 days, and you get another one.
Sorry, boys, I gotta run. But this idea got me so excited. I'm like, that's right. But I gotta go. But okay, you guys carry on.
Shot.
Love you, boy. Shake you.
Shot, boy.
Okay, thanks, Eeps. This is very valuable to me.
Okay, shot.
Yes, very valuable.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, boy, this sounds exciting, yo. Like I'm even thinking like that.
Can you hear dogs behind me?
Yeah, I can.
Ah,
It's
I'm just
okay.
gonna switch my mic off.
Okay. I'm thinking like that that video you posted was so like motivational and inspiring because like it's so discouraging when like you get like too mixed up in like this technique, do that, do this workout, but you said like just do the basics and you'll be perfectly fine. Like it's like imagine there was like someone always saying that to you, like let's say through your app, for example, like if like someone says like they're like, listen, it's too complicated right now, just stick to the basics, keep going, you know.
Like a bro, you're doing too much right now.
Yeah.
Not that deep.
Yeah,
You know,
something like that.
just relax. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the
Mm.
workout. The results will come. And I don't want people chasing the results because not everyone is built the same way. Like I like chasing the results,
Mm.
but I'm sure for some people they'll enjoy chasing the journey. It gives them something else to do. It's a
Yeah.
freedom to pick up.
That's the thing. The joy is in the journey, man. Like I'm learning that so much. Like even with us building these businesses, like I feel like once we get these businesses, we're gonna be like, ah, like I miss when we were building it. We're gonna be like, yo, remember when we were broke and we were still learning? We're literally gonna miss this. So we must enjoy the journey. Like
True.
enjoy the journey to $1 million, because like we'll never get that again. Once we're there,
These
we're done.
conversations, like I gotta commend you on something for like starting this whole thing has like my whole business mindset and my drive for that has become so much bigger than it ever was. Like
Thanks, boy.
even when world class was still a thing,
Mm.
I was writing on fumes. Like you're writing on motivational things. I'm like I can't flip and do this anymore. It's so much work.
Mm.
And then this year I'm like I don't care what it takes. Like even now, my calves are killing me because on Saturday I jumped legs for the first time in a long time.
Mm.
Couldn't walk at work today. Only finished at 5. It's a Monday. I don't work on Mondays, but you know, times have changed, all that. And I was even thinking, yo, should I just be like, I'm tired, I'm not going to join this business meeting? But I was like, no, wait, it's like, you know, it never
Oh, yeah.
stops. You gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You gotta keep moving forward. And this idea that John just gave me now is flipping revolutionary. I didn't even think that far ahead.
Mm.
It gives me more motivation to keep pushing because I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know where this goes, and y'all have just showed me where it could go.
Mm. Yeah, I agree, boy. Thanks for saying that. Like, I feel like, and I think maybe God designed us this way. I'm realizing, I think our passion and motivation for each other's businesses will be the key to success. Because, like,
Yeah.
there's times where, like, I have more belief in Caleb's business than my own. Where it's like, I'm doing this stuff and, like, I hit a roadblock in my business and it's almost like, ugh, like, Caleb's business is better. Like there's more possibility there. But then he'll probably feel the same thing. Like he'll hit a roadblock in his business and he'll be like, yo, Ethan's business is like, dude. And it's like, let's just do that for each other. Let's consistently fuel each other in each other's businesses, because like our own belief like is hard. It's hard to just run on one person's belief.
It is. It is. No matter who you have like around you, if they don't have the same sort of mindset, like we're literally practicing our own little like business Bible here.
Mm.
You know, with this document you've created. Like we're all studying the same text and we're fueling each other with the same thing. It's not like, oh yeah, this and then that and then this. It's like the whole workout thing, you know?
Mm.
Relax. Let's just keep it linear for a second.
Yeah.
Like I think you're very fueled about Caleb's business. Caleb's very fueled about mine, and I'm very fueled about yours.
Yeah.
Because videography for me was the thing that I was always trying to navigate. I was good at videography, but I was bad at business in terms of videography. You know that it's not a formal like industry, but it is a fun industry. And how do you capitalize on that? How do you speak to people in a fun way like that? And I feel like you figured it out with this photography thing. That was genius. Like one of those $1 million ideas, to be honest with you.
Thanks, boy. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm doing a baby shower coming up in 2 months now, and I pitched photography now to this person,
Nice.
and like I'm just waiting for them to respond, but I'm nervous now because like there's almost a
The girls will love it.
yo. I hope so. Like I really hope so. But it's scary because like it's almost like it was so shit, boy. This was like such a shit thing that happened, right? So I was at Burger King with John, and these guys from Redemption walked in, and I was talking to him about like business and photography and stuff, and they overheard me. And then they asked me like, "Do I do photography?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then they said they have a wedding coming up and they need me, you know? Or they need a photographer and that kind of stuff. And I was like, "Wow, this is so perfect," you know? So I went there, I even told them about photography, I showed them my stuff. They were so excited, you know? And then he messaged me on like the Saturday, right? To like ask like if I could give a quote or whatever. But like I was busy and I forgot to do it. And then I only sent it by the Monday. And then by the time I sent it, he told me like his fiance already picked another one. And like my thinking was,
Increased time delay.
like the thing is, I was so discouraged at first because I thought he like they saw my offer, they saw photography, they saw it, but they still chose someone else, and I was feeling so shit. But then I was thinking like, nah, like maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was just they needed a photographer quick, and I wasn't responding. You know,
That's
which
what's about.
which makes me feel so much better, to be honest. I feel much better because I know I messed up there. But if like they knew I did all this and they still didn't choose me, I was like heartbreaking, yo.
I think, like, especially in the industry I work in, what I understand is that they don't really care about what unique thing you bring. It's more about how good are you? Are you the best?
Mm.
But with people like this, weddings, events, that's different. It's like, give me something fun. And you're like, hey, you have something fun. That's a game changer. Obviously, again, they were probably just time triggers. I don't know why when people look for photographers, like they wait, it's like the last second and they're like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
photography
Yeah,
for you. It's like, you know, and then they put you under pressure. But
yeah, it's crazy.
again, with this baby shower thing, what's the worst they can do? Say no.
Yeah, and I'm already booked as the photographer. So if they say no, I'm still doing the photography as
Oh,
is.
perfect.
Yeah.
They
So
pay you for photography?
yeah, I'm gonna jack up that price. So I'll do like my normal photography service. That's my MVP. But then if you want to do photography, it's a big charge, and then you get all these things. So that's why I want to value stack it with the website, with the digital invites, like all that stuff. I want to make it like bangers.
Because the thing is, you didn't go in with photography. You went in with I do photography, and then you added the bonus on there saying I do photography as well. You want it, so
Yeah.
now you're piling on again. It's like Apple upselling you.
Yeah, yeah,
This,
yeah, upselling.
Yeah,
Upselling. That's exactly what it is, yeah.
I think I ended up with this.
Yeah, that's crazy actually. Yo.
The only thing that stopped from the Pro Max was, nah, it's too big. But if they got me,
Yeah.
they would have had me.
Yeah, that's true,
Like,
right?
they got PS5 and they had the PS5 Pro, they would have upsold me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because again, it's an emotional thing. I know PlayStation.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, it is. I'm realizing this more and more, and it's like we can either be people to take advantage of people's emotions, or we can be the people who use the emotions to bless them. You know?
Mm.
And I feel like we can be I feel like it's sleazy businessmen that take advantage of people and use guilt and condemnation and fear. But we're gonna use hope and excitement and joy and like positive affirmation, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is
I
exciting.
think another thing, like,
Well, this call's
just
gonna
about
end.
businesses.
The call's gonna end just now, but like say your thing like a few seconds. A few seconds.
I don't know.
If you say it, I love you, boy, but just keep saying it.
Okay, I love you too, boy. In terms of like doing things, meaning like when's the last time we had like a night where we go to work, we tired, and then we still come home, we tired, we still do it. Like, you know, we need to have that kind of drive. Still rest, but that's important, like you said. But I feel like we need to like really get on that grind now. And
Yeah, no, I
get this
agree.
thing rolling.
No, I agree 100% for you. Like, we're in the best time of our lives right now. We might as well make the most of it.
Yeah. With the best looking right